Now, AQA Triple Biology has some really tricky topics in it. One of those is the eye. By the end of this video, I will make sure that you are 100% confident of how we use the lens of our eye to focus on near and far objects. Let's get to it. Okay, first off, let's cover the structure of the eye. First of all, we have the lens in the center. The lens is what bends the light. Whether it's thicker or thinner is going to determine how much it bends. We'll come back to that in a moment. This lens, anyway, is attached to suspensory ligaments. Suspensory ligaments are ligaments. Ligaments cannot contract or relax by themselves. They need something to be attached to, which will tighten or slacken them. The thing that these suspensory ligaments are attached to is a muscle called ciliary muscle. It's a ring of muscle around the lens, attached to the lens via those suspensory ligaments. So we have the lens, suspensory ligaments, and ciliary muscle. Okay, let's relate this structure then to the function. If we have an object which is close, the lens needs to bend that light a lot. Therefore, it will need to be very thick. The opposite to that, if the object is far away, we do not need to bend the light so much. Therefore, the lens can be thin. So close, we want thick. Far away, we want thin. Now, the challenge here lies with remembering how we produce a thick or a thin lens. I would suggest here the best way to remember it is to work your way backwards from the lens. The key relationship to understand here is the relationship between the suspensory ligaments and ciliary muscle. Ciliary muscle is a ring of muscle. As that muscle contracts, it goes inwards. That means that those suspensory ligaments on the inside will be given more slack. So as the muscle contracts, the ligaments slacken. Now the opposite's going to happen when the muscle relaxes. It will go out, and therefore the ligaments get pulled tight. So muscle relaxes, ligaments tighten. Muscle contracts, ligaments loosen or slacken. Muscle relaxes, ligaments tighten. That's the hardest part to understand. It's always the opposite. Now all that's left to do is relate this back to focusing on near or far objects. We'll start with the near objects. So if we want to focus on a near object, we want a lens that is thick because the light needs to bend a lot. Therefore, I want suspensory ligaments which are slack. And remember, it's just the opposite thing for the muscle. So if you want slack suspensory ligaments, we need contracted ciliary muscle because that will pull it in and slacken those ligaments. It's the exact opposite if we want a narrow lens to focus on far objects. Well, we want a narrow lens, which means we want the ligaments to tighten to stretch that lens out. And if we want them to tighten, we want the opposite thing to happen to the muscle. We want it to relax. Remember, that's because when it relaxes, it pulls outwards and tightens those ligaments. If there's anything else that I can help with before your exams in 3 or so weeks, just let me know in the comments. I'll make you some videos. Have a great weekend, everyone. It's been like an hour. Let's just start again. That's the structure that's really involved with this. That's all we need. I'm waffling. I'm going to delete this bit. What am I talking? The key relationship to realise, the key relationship to understand here, therefore, do you want the...